Hey guys, how's it going? And today I'll be discussing the theme categories I divide my art in, some elements that I intend to work on in the future, and some elements that I already enjoy working on a lot. So let's get into it right away. First of all, let's talk about the categories I divide my art in. And I would say that I divide current work of all of my work in three categories. First would be Victorian Gothic. I am inspired by Gothic art a lot, and just Victorian era in general as well. Aesthetically, that era has a lot to offer in terms of architecture as well as descriptions. And as we read in the books, the writing style of that time period, and as well as the clothes and jewelry and all of that type of aesthetic is very interesting, and especially when Victorian era is combined with the gothicism of that time period. It just creates this really mysterious and elegant combination, which I think can be explored very nicely in grayscale. I enjoy doing that a lot, and that's why I read up on the Wikipedia page as well, just to get a better understanding of what my goals should be in terms of this genre, and what I can do with this genre and what I can't, what are my limitations, and what kind of elements make up the real gothic theme. So I read up on that, and now I have a lot more clear idea of what I should be doing. So in the future, I think I will be able to pinpoint the exact theme a lot more. I am beginning to learn a lot of Gothic architecture. Usually I lack in drawing backgrounds, and I used to shy away from drawing backgrounds, especially detailed backgrounds and architecture. But now I find it quite interesting because I began drawing it little by little, and now I began enjoying drawing the details of the architecture, just like I drew something a week or 2 weeks ago with this window structure of a Gothic window. I spent a lot of time drawing the patterns of that, and I enjoyed doing that a lot. I also, and now I have a lot of fun drawing these Victorian patterns, and these are really specific designs, these are really specific patterns that make up the theme. If you draw these exact patterns, then it's gonna give it a very Victorian vibe. Also, the clothes with a lot of florals and these swirly designs, these make up for. So I try to add a lot of decorative patterns when I'm drawing the Victorian art. And of course there has to be an element of mystery or a fear of the unknown in the so the light and shade really helps with that, because it's hard to tell what's in the dark, or if what a passage leads to, or an unknown place, a staircase or a passage or a hall. Where does it lead to? What a door leads to? So there are a lot of possibilities to be drawn in this genre, Victorian art and grayscale and noir art. So a lot can be done. I think it's yet to be explored. I can come up with more and more ideas for this, and I'm having a quite a good time drawing Victorian art. It's also really fun to revive this with this genre in modern times. It's quite fun and a unique experience. Now the second category that I would go for is inspired by the noir movies of 50s and 60s. The noir genre began somewhat around the 50s, so most of the prominent movies that were from this genre were from around that time. And of course, because of that, they, in terms of aesthetic and costumes and outfits, they have the 50s and 60s vibe as well. So when I draw that, I try to keep that with a lot of suits and coats and overcoats and pinstripe patterns. These are the things that were really popular back in the day, so I try to keep it like that, really professional and clean look when I'm drawing that. That's what I would like to call the noir genre in the true sense, because those are the artworks that are directly inspired from the original noir from the 50s and the 60s. And I try to watch a lot of shows as well. For example, Mad Men, I began watching that just to understand the aesthetic of that time period. And since it's set in the 60s, and I'll try to watch more shows, and I will read up on that on the Wikipedia as well about these themes, so I can get a better idea of what kind of elements I can and cannot include in these artworks. So far it has been a very interesting experience, just as well as the Victorian Gothic has been fun, and this genre I also enjoy equally. And there are different ways of adding lighting to this. And also while Victorian Gothic, I try to keep more mystical and melancholic. In this the 50s 60s inspired genre, I try to keep it more dark and gritty, and explore darker themes through it. So that's what I can see happening in the future of this. Now the third category would be a miscellaneous category, where I draw some original artworks or some other type of themes that I explore. Sometimes I use a limited palette that is very dark and with very contrasting colors in it, so it really works with the noir theme if I have to add lighting to it. So when I use that palette, or just like something, the artwork I drew last week, it does not fit in either of the themes to my two main themes, so I will put it in the miscellaneous category. And more original artworks, more art challenges, and draw this in your style challenges that I would love to do in the future. Those types of things I would like to put in this third category, where it's a lot of random things. I really love drawing other people's characters in my own style and giving them a dark twist. It's one of my favorite things to do. So more draw this in your style challenges would be really fun for me. Now some individual elements that I would like to try and I'm currently working on as well is, as I've said before, architecture. I'm really interested in exploring more architectural details. I'm working on adding more and more detailing to my artworks, and now I enjoy working on the smaller details a lot. And even though it takes more time, I I have I have learned to be more patient, so I don't feel the need to rush through it and complete it and just be able to know how is it looking. I used to do that a lot back in the day. I wouldn't add too many details because I was too curious to see how the finished product would look. But now I take my time, I add all the details, even though it takes 1 or 2 days. Sometimes I'm unable to finish my artwork in the same day, so it just goes on for another day, not more than that though, because after that it kind of gets boring and you can lose motivation. I talked about it in my art tips video as well, about why you should try not take too long a time to complete your artworks. So yeah, it's taking longer, but it has been really interesting. And just like in this artwork, I love drawing messy desks a lot. I have done pieces like this in the past as well, and I think I'll keep drawing messy desks in the future as well. So I really enjoy adding these little details to the desk, that every time you look you find something new on it. Those types of hidden Easter eggs I enjoy drawing a lot, and I try to keep these details as much as possible in my artworks. So look out for those, some hidden details. And I really enjoy drawing lighting as well. I'm having a lot of fun coming up with new lighting ideas, just like in this one. This is a new one that I haven't tried before, this lighting idea. I enjoy drawing these books as well a lot. These bookshelves, books, book. It It's a time consuming process, but it's really interesting the way I do it. There are a lot of shortcuts as well on how to fill up bookshelves fast in a huge library scene or something, but I really like doing them individually. And I since I've become used to it, it doesn't take that long for me. So it's really fun to draw individual books and different types of files and whatnot. Adding these little details is a lot of fun. And so these are some things that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to give a clear idea of where my artworks are heading in terms of themes and experiments, in terms of elements. I'll try to make more original art as well, just like last week. If you haven't checked out that video, I would recommend it. It's about the importance of self-love and some other themes like that, like breaking stereotypes and such. So I would recommend you check it out. Yeah, so original artwork like that I will do more in the future. I will make more new characters and stuff like that, so look out for that. And these two themes will still be the main items for me that I'll keep working on. There's still, I think, a lot to be explored. A lot of new ideas are yet to be explored, and I will have to work on a lot of architecture as well. So that's upcoming in the future, and there will probably be a lot of more background scenes. I had I was thinking of doing a series of backgrounds with no characters in it, just like I did one a couple weeks ago. It's on my Instagram, check it out if you haven't yet. So scenes like that I would like to do more, and I would like to work on perspectives a lot, because I think I struggle with that right now. And also proportions, relative proportions. I think I should say how big a thing should be compared to other things in the room. I think I struggle with that, so I will be working on that. So more perspective based artworks and backgrounds, more detailed architectures, more gothic artwork, and more 50s 60s vibes. These are some things that are yet to come. So if you haven't followed me yet, please do follow me. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, because videos are here every week and commissions are open. So if you want me to draw something for you, let me know. All my social links are in the description, and I'm available on them all the time. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.